Hi everyone, it is Goddess Serenity, and today I have another interesting topic that I'm coming to you with, and this time I'm going to try to be as focused and direct as possible because usually I write stuff down, and today I thought I would just wing it a little bit. I have a couple of points that I want to touch on, but it's something that I think I need to do a video on. Trying to wear my little green colors. I should have had on a green shirt, but I'm trying to incorporate more green into my life. But anyways, today's topic is about nature. Nature being for us, not against us. I don't know how the lighting is inside here. I'll just open this window up a little bit over here. It's a little better. But I have been going through some experiences, and I would say not really so recently, because now that I think back about it, it's been for a long time. But I've always been someone who's passionate about nature, someone who enjoys nature, who feels like nature is just magical and amazing. But this topic today is actually to go a little deeper than that. This topic is, I guess, directed or referring to those people who in my community or even around the world who call themselves Christians, yet they do not believe in nature. And they may say they do, but in their everyday life, in the things that come out of their mouth, it is evident that they don't at all, practically. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because I feel like that is a great hypocrisy, like the book, The Great Controversy. I think there should be a book named The Great Hypocrisy, because that is one of the biggest ones of them all. If you are a Christian, clearly you believe in God. You believe in the Son of God, the Son of God. And you believe that God created the heavens and the earth and all therein, all above it, all below it, then naturally that includes nature. That includes the trees, the animals, the birds, the fish, everything, the stars, the sun, the moon, the ether, everything that makes this universe physical, that makes it real. Now, when you think about if the fact that now the sun and the moon, for instance, there was a full moon a couple of months back, and I can remember it was supposed to be an actual lunar eclipse, actually. And I ran outside and I was so amazed because it was so awe-inspiring. It was so beautiful. It was like just something really mystical about it. And my neighbor came out and I was like, oh my gosh, look at the moon. Like, this is the lunar eclipse and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay. I don't really look at the sky that much, but all right. Like, so I was like, okay, so yes, I am the look at the moon kind of person. So not everyone is like me. I understand that fact and I accept that fact, because I don't want everyone to be like me, fascinated by all of these esoteric stuff. But at the same time, it is so fascinating. I don't understand, how can they not be? But anyway, that's the point I was trying to make. The point was, if you don't even look at the sky in your everyday life, what does that tell you? And this is the typical reaction from most of the people in my age group, even people older than myself, definitely people younger than myself. They are so caught up and distracted in this world that the system has created, that they have lost track completely of what the Father has created, and Mother Earth, Mother Goddess. It is evident that these things have energy, that these things control our time, because without them, you will not have a solar calendar, you will not have a lunar calendar. Therefore, they direct time. Without them, there would be no time. We would be like in black space, just floating. You feel me? So how can Christians not believe in the power and magnificence of these things? Baffles me to this very moment. Now, of course, if people don't even believe that, you should look to the stars, you should look to the sun, you should look to the moon for guidance, not to control your life. You're not worshiping those things. They're not there to be worshipped. They're there as guidance, as compasses. Like when Christ was born, the star that the wise men had to follow to find his birth, the site of his birth. That tells you right there that it was used as a guidance. Astrology is used as a system for guidance for us human beings. And it has not just started. This is not some new age American theory or some white people theory or whatever, so many ignorant people choose to call it. These are ancient. This is history. This is what makes time what it is right now today, stemming from long ago, from the beginning. This was all people had to go by. They did not have clocks or even pendulums or anything yet. They had to go by nature. And this is why I will not even argue with people when they say, oh, well, I'm dark. Oh, well, I'm weird. Oh, well, something's wrong with her. She's a devil worshiper. She's whatever. Do you even believe in God? Like, heck yeah. Of course I do. 100, if I could say 1,000%, I would say 1,000%. Because all of these things that I believe in, all of the magic of life and the beauty of the universe comes from God. And He did not put those things there. It's weird because the relationship that you're supposed to have with Him and her, because it's of course divine masculine as well as feminine, and that's my true belief, because you can't have one without the other. Duality, everything else in nature is duality, is feminine and masculine. So why weren't they made in the same image and likeness, just like how Christians read every day in the Bible of God? The essence of God spoke. See in the back here, I have my chakra guide that I just made myself actually yesterday, and I'm not really complete yet. I'm just kind of doing little embellishments and decorations and stuff, and I'll fill in some of this white part. But if you believe in the divine, then you would believe that all of this is real, is a part of life. And this is the way that God made it, so that we can co-create with Him. He being the creator, coming together with the divine feminine to create us, children of the light. Then why would not we have the same inherent ability and power as our Creator? Ever thought of that? I mean, if I don't want this video to be extremely long, but right now I'm not even worrying about the time, because this is something that is so dear to my heart and so intense, you can't really rush through it. But like my channel, me and my son were talking the other day, right? And he said, oh, well, Mom, you need a new YouTube channel because you're talking all these metaphysical stuff. He's 14 years old, by the way, but he knows the type of thoughts I have. And he said, I need a new channel to separate my personal stuff from, my practices and stuff like that. So I said, something, you're right. Kind of got me down because I thought about all the work I had to do. I would have to do in order for that to happen. But now that I think about it, the Spirit is telling me that I'm going to leave it right on this channel. All of my esoteric, mystical, metaphysical, magical, anything, I'm going to leave it right here because it all comes from me and it all comes from the divine that's guiding me to put it here. And so all of the work that I've done in the past, I'm not going to go and undo and then try to rebuild. So I'm not doing all that. It's just, that's why I consider myself to be the Esoteric Empress, and that's why the channel is named that. As above, so below. So all of the qualities and characteristics and tendencies and traits of the heavens from the spirit above, it's also below. Now, people talk about Christianity, about Christ being the Savior, being able to free us from sin, our only Savior, and rescue our help. And in actuality, when I look at this, it is wonderful, but it's also somewhat enslaving, because of course you are to see that, you are to understand that and believe that. And I do believe that. But that saving is starting to me from above, which means it's supposed to come down, like just looking at this chart, from like your crown chakra and like your third eye and stuff like that, to direct you, to guide you to your highest self, to kind of be that link, the way, the truth, and the light to the divine. And so, as above, so below. And so, Christianity, or even deeper, spirituality, it's supposed to be liberating. It is meant to be liberating. It is not meant to be enslaving and debilitating. God gave us the power, our power of free will. Those are important things, real important. If you weren't to have free will to decide your path and to guide, to walk on the path that you choose, you would be like a robot. You would be an automaton who's just like mindless. You have an amazing and magical, wonderful, powerful, dangerous, or extremely beneficial mind. This mind is amazing. This is the most awesome thing that makes human beings what we are, that makes us able to do what we can do, to be all that we can be. Right now, we're in this phase, this era, where you are free to be you. You're free to do whatever in the world you want to do. Men can become women. I mean, men can have babies. Like, you can have like 2 husbands in a household. You can have sister wives. You can have anything you want. Why want to be a victim? Why want to feel less empowered? Why want to feel like you have no control? Everything I look at, you can't just pray for. Prayer is extremely powerful too. Prayer to me is so important. Prayer is what kind of keeps the link open, the communication and the connection open, keeps your intention focused on what you want. But at the same time, you can't pray everything away. Of course, you can pray for everything. But then there comes a point when you need to get up and you need to do something about it, because you have the power. Now, faith, we know faith is what moves mountains. Faith is our intention, basically. Faith is our willpower that we set forth to manifest what we want. Faith is something that you can't fake. Faith is something that's deep within you, that hope that things will be better, things will work out, all things will work out for the good. But then now, when you sit back, even the Bible tells you that faith without works is dead. So what I'm wondering now is, what standpoint, what perspective, what basis do Christians go on when they think of these things as evil? I was just talking to Jehovah's Witness, 2 actually of them, a male and a female, and talking to them about smudging and stuff like that, talking to them about their Bible being different from so many other versions of the Bible and why there are so many differences. And they made me, mind you, I have been actually attending their church, the Kingdom Hall. This was way back, for quite a few years, studying with them and stuff. So I kind of understood their concept, and the concept they go by basically is what is not written and told for you to do in the Bible, you should not do. And that's it. That's it. You shouldn't do it. If it does not, if Christ does not say do it, the apostles do not say do it, God do not say do it, then it's not important and it's wrong, basically. So the same thing goes for the incense and all that stuff, the herbs and stuff like that, things that they're wrong. And he's like, okay, well, you should not have to do that. If you believe in God, then, oh, you don't need to cleanse your space, your place, because it's just it's a house. The energy comes from the people, not from the house itself. Understandable, because like I get that part to a point, because if you're praying to God, you already prayed to God and you said, yes, God, you protect me, protect my family, protect this household, clear any negative energies away from here, nothing can harm me that comes here, right? Evil, right? Sure, that's fine. But if you are the type of person who believes in being proactive, you are the type of person who believes that you are co-creating with your divine power, with the divine power through your power, your physical power, then you believe that all of the things that he's put here on earth are for our use and our benefit. And if ancient people knew this from thousands of years ago, and it's still known today, what makes it wrong? What makes it wrong? He would not have put the things here if they were wrong to use. So that means the herbs and stuff. Let's just say sage, the most popular, the most well-known herb for cleansing negativity, negative energies, right? And frequencies. Sage. Let's say even, I'll go now to crystals. These things are here as a part of the earth. These things, and the earth is where we reside. The earth is our home. These things are for us to use. Sage, you can put in your pot and make a good soup out of it or something, put it in your recipe. But is that all that it's used for? Is that all that it can do? Is that all it helps with? No. It has medical properties. It can help sickness. The herbs are powerful, potent tools that we can use for our health, for our benefit, for our happiness, to make life more wholesome. And people need to come to this understanding and stop being so ignorant and narrow-minded. Stop letting people brainwash you and indoctrinate you with lies. Because we as a people, this is now as far as I'm going to go right now. This is as not even as far as I'm going to go, but I'm going to go here because I believe that we as a people, black people in particular, have been stripped of our knowledge, have been stripped of our wisdom, have been stripped of our history. And they're stripping us each and every day. They're stripping us, and they're stripping us. And we're just laying back and letting them just do it. Why? Then they will say, oh, that's the devil's plan. This is the end times. Things are supposed to turn this way because now this is the end times and this is the signs that the Bible talk about. So you want to remain enslaved? So you mean you're just going to sit there complacently and passively let another creation of God, Satan, do that to you? That means you have no power. That means you're weak. That means he should do it to you then, if you're not going to fight back. God did not make us fearful creatures. We are victorious and we are conquerors. We do not lie back in fear and cower and complain and talk about it and whisper and say, oh, that's bad. Oh, this leg of mine. Oh, this diabetes. I got the sugar. Oh my gosh, my back. Oh Lord, I had this thing going on for a little while, Yeah, just take my medication and I'll be all right, pray and give it to the Lord. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I want to say a cuss word so bad right now. But I'm gonna try to keep it clean because I'm talking about spirituality, and this is just very upsetting. It's very saddening too. But anyways, we have the power. We have the power to control illness, to bring about health, not to control illness, to eradicate illness, to do all sorts of magical things. And Christ even said that people were going to do far greater things than even he did. Aren't we doing them? Don't people have bionic arms and stuff and eyes and even like hearts, a fake heart pumping inside their body? That's far greater, isn't it? It's greater, in technologically speaking, it's greater. But it's not greater when you talk about spiritual and emotionally speaking and mentally speaking. It's not, because it's weakening us and it's making us passive. It's making us weak. It's making us sick. It's killing us. And we have to understand that this is what the enemy wants. The enemy is not always the devil, you know. The enemy is mankind, evil mankind who is trying to kill us. And if we don't stand up, wise up, and take back our power, they're going to succeed. They're going to conquer us. And we've not been conquered. We may think we have been. We're not conquered. We are conquerors, and we are conquering every day. And I'm so wonderfully thankful for the awakening and the enlightening that's taking place. And this is why I'm going to do this video today, because I feel so strongly and passionate about it. I'm sending it forth with the energy to you guys so that you receive it, you accept and understand it. And I urge you to go and study and research to show yourself approved. Don't listen to what I have to say. I mean, don't just take my word for it. Go and find out for yourself. Pray about that. Ask the Spirit to open your heart to receive knowledge and understanding, to have true inner standing, to have the eye awakening like this, like you understand truth for what it is when you know it, when you hear it, when you see it, when you read it, you know it. And you reject anything else that sounds like foolishness or garbage, and you accept the truth. So now, just back on the topic, because I kind of rambled off a long bit. But we have people who are, like I said, who have become slaves to the system, mental slaves. And this is not right. This is not something that I want to see take place. I have young children who are growing up, and I teach them things that I think they ought to know, that I did not know as a child, that I wish I knew, but I know everything comes at the right time. But for them and for their peers and for the babies that are being born, they need to know these things. We don't need to sit back and allow ourselves to be blinded and fooled by the wicked enemy. The enemy, like I said, is not always Satan. The enemy could be your next door neighbor. The enemy could be your best friend. The enemy could be sometimes who's sleeping in your own bed. The enemy, you never know. The enemy, of course, we know in this situation I'm talking about is, of course, the system. The enemy is everything that comes against who you are as a person and as a being. We are spirit beings living in human bodies. We are to never die. We are to never get sick. We are to never feel these woes, emotional pains and suffering that we feel. And if we try to transcend them, we can. It starts here. I've been going through so much persecution, because of my beliefs. All because of a prayer, because I didn't close my eyes. I had that name stuck to my back for the last 15, 20 years of devil worshiper, because I didn't close my eyes to pray. This is stupid. This is the height of stupidity and ignorance. This is what the enemy wants. Because guess what? I love my people. I have never, because of that, never even went back to school events. I've never even participated in any reunion stuff, anything, because I've always felt stigmatized by that. At the time, I guess had to own it. I didn't own it really, because I never went around telling people that I worshipped any devil, because I don't believe in the devil like that. I believe that we are the devils a lot of times, that we are evil, we are so wicked, we have free will. The devil didn't make us this way. God made us this way, just like the scripture I posted on Facebook the other day, just as a test to see what kind of response I would get. If I post something with like two high school students ripping each other's like skin off in the street, like fighting like animals, comments galore, likes galore, or dislikes or whatever, but reactions anyways. I posted the entire scripture, 1 Samuel, about the Lord killeth, the Lord maketh alive. Right? The whole scripture that talks about, making the man who's just come from the dunghill sit with princes, like changing your life, basically. Right? People didn't like that. You know why? Because they like to say the devil kills people. There was a post someone put like, oh, I just was sick and I just came out of the hospital, blah, blah, blah. Ha, 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 devil, you ain't win. Like, I'm so happy for them. Wonderful. More power. Thank God. Right? But at the same time, the devil did not create anything. The devil is a deceiver. If you read very carefully, the devil does not create. The devil has no power to kill you. The devil can deceive you and make you kill yourself, or get killed by someone else, or make someone else kill someone, but he cannot kill you. He did not create you. Hello, people, wise up. Then, when you talk about illness and stuff like that, the system. If you want to eat a bunch of junk food, you want to eat Kentucky 3 times a week, then you go to McDonald's, then you eat Wendy's, then you eat, say, Carl's Jr., then you have, you come home and you eat a big thing of ice cream every night. You have chips, you eat this. For breakfast, you have your corned beef and grits and piled high with butter, and you're killing yourself. Then you're blaming the enemy for making you sick. People, we have to wake up, and then all the foods that you eat, all the false things that you consume, that you put into your body, they are meant to disconnect you from your divine energy. They are meant to drain you. They're meant to make you sick. They're meant to make you ill, make you fat, make you tired, make you disconnected. Your pineal gland is almost like a rock. People need to open their eyes. Even my own husband, I will even go as far as to mention him, because some of the things now, one time ago, I would say he's changed a lot. He's starting to kind of see differently, and I didn't force that. I just let it be. I continue doing my thing and believing as I believe and studying as I study. Sometimes I would comment on certain things, but one time ago, sometimes even now too, but one time ago it was really almost ridiculous, because I'm how can a grown person want to live like this? How could they want to watch TV in all of their spare time? What is that teaching you? How is that helping your life? Certain things I'm wondering why people do. But they have to realize that each step, it just takes a start. It takes, the song goes, it only takes a spark to get a fire going. One spark. And you'll be surprised a year, 2 years, 3 years later, how far you've come from that spark. But you have to put in the effort. It takes first the belief, the understanding, and the determination to make a change. Don't be afraid of change, people. Don't be afraid. And because the change is not really change, it's actually going back to your histories, going back to who we are as a people. It's taking back our strength and our power. We are not weaklings. We are not slaves. We are not victims. We have to get out of this thinking that people have done all this bad stuff to us in our past. We have to get out of it. Women, especially now, this is something even different. I want to talk about. Women have gone through such hurt in their lives, most often than not, as women who have the serious wounds and scars within from their childhood, women who have been even abused and stuff, women who had to tote the load of their siblings because their parents were not there, or they weren't proper they were fit. Women have to understand, right, that our divine feminine is important. It's very important to tap into that. It's important to make become aware of that it's present within you. But you have to remember that, just like I said about God, it's divine feminine as well as masculine. We have to toughen up. We have to stop being so complacent, so lazy, so disconnected as well, because we are the ones, sometimes if you look at it, men really adore us, men adore women. Even sometimes, even the gay ones, I say they adore us, because who can imitate and emulate a woman better than a gay man? No one. They adore us and they want to be us. So, but at the same time, women, you have to remember you have aspects of both, feminine as well as masculine. Stop just pressing your fingers and being like, oh, I can't lift that. Oh, I'm not, you could come move this for me. Get Tyrone to come move that for me. Oh, no, I can't, no child. Lift weights like me? No child, not too much for me to look like no Arnold Schwarzenegger. Women, we have to understand, ladies, in order to tap into our entire self of who we are, our whole self, we have both sides that we have to nurture. We have to nurture both of those sides. It's not saying you're trying to become a man. No amount of weights you lift are going to turn you into a man, sweetie. Just keep that in mind. It is only going to bring about change in you that you couldn't even imagine having. The change in you that's going to make you feel like Superwoman. It's not going to make you feel like Superman. It's going to make you feel like Superwoman. Like a woman who has the ability to tap into that masculinity, that toughness, that drive, that dedication, that fire, like, that makes her go, like, revved up, you know what I mean? And ready to tackle anything in life that comes toward her, to make her want to be the best her that she can be. We have to not be afraid of these things. Society has made us afraid of these things. It is not something scary. It is something awesome and something exciting. And now, I guess, I've been rambling for the last like 30 minutes, and this video is way longer than I wanted it to be. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because I want us to not feel powerless anymore. I want us to not judge one another anymore for our beliefs and practices, because we're not, I, for one, I can't speak on other people, but I, for one, am not a person. I love life. I love nature. I love the magic of life. I love everything. Looking at the sky, we know the sky is not blue. The sky is not blue. It's an illusion. It's light. It's a reflection and refraction that we're seeing from the ocean, like the color, like, that's magic. Okay, and that doesn't make it evil. That doesn't make it wrong. It's just what it is. It is what it is, people. So remember, we want to be liberated. We want to feel empowered and not enslaved and powerless. So with that being said, I'm going to just end this video. Thanks for watching if you did. And if you like it, hit like, let me know. And give me some feedback. I don't know what it is, if people are afraid to get into this topic, if people are afraid of me, I don't know what it is, but I just need to get some feedback on this particular one for sure, because I just want to know what you guys think. Let me know. So thanks for watching. Until I come back later. Peace out. Namaste.